Understand how people overcome poverty in America. I really don't. You know, I've been working since I was 16 years old. Helped pay my parents' mortgage when I was still in high school. I'm 32 years old now. I don't even have a mortgage. I don't have kids. I don't have anything to show for all this time that I've paid into this system. I went to college. I had a bachelor's degree. My parents never graduated college. My parents didn't even graduate high school. I'm working on my second bachelor's degree, hoping that this one sticks. You know, like, I was paying for nursing school, half loan, half out of pocket. And COVID hit. And now I'm looking at my last quarter of nursing school and I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to graduate. I'm literally out of money. And not because I failed classes or I did something wrong. I did everything right. It's just because I'm poor. I was born poor. I'm still poor. They want me to die poor. I don't know how you guys do it.
Alright, Shalom, more praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there, unto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. This is a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua. I seen that video with that woman, 32 years old, and for her 32, she finally realized that at a older age that she has no purpose, that she been lied to. See, a lot of what we've been taught in this society, really in this society, is that once you finish high school, the next big step to do is to go to college, get an education, further your education. Once you further your education, you could get the job, you could become a master or get your bachelor's degree, associate, whatever degree that you get, and you'll be able to get a job, a high paying job, where you don't have to work so hard. So when college came about, college was only for a handful of people, and those handful of people was well off, meaning one of their relatives was somebody they know was in there. This is before scholarships. You have to know someone. You know, this world, we live in a world where you have to know someone. And now college is so heavily accepted to the average person. So when something that is so supposed to be so great is easy access, then it loses its value. So when people realize that you know, college is the way, especially when you're young, you're trying to get out of a situation, getting out of poverty, like that woman just said, because we all been through it. You know, you work, either you work as a child, or there's only a few ways out of poverty in this society, but they all end up right back to poverty, which is the curses. I find myself with that. So she was basically saying that what we all figure out down the line, that college overall is just bullshit. It's a high paying thing where you pretty much, you're a child, you're still a child because you're not acting like an adult, because of the simple fact that you're right back to taking orders from somebody else that's not paying you, and you're trying to further your education where it feels where you don't really can get the grasp from it. Then you come to realization, because I've been through that, I did only a year, that the game is rigged. No matter how hard you try, you could be not even the smartest person in your area, but you go to someone else thinking that you're going to be better off because you escape of poverty, and they come to find out you're right back to the same thing, that you outmatch, because there's some people that had learned better than you did. So you work hard to get these grades up, which the grades is not going to get you nowhere, because you don't get grades in life. In real life, you just go out, you have to go out there and perform your job, and your job will pay you for the hours that you did what you have to do, and that's that. But we're told that if you get good grades from young, that if you get good grades, that everything's gonna be good for you. So you think that some people sharp intellects that think that getting an A here and there is the way to life. But that's just a quick reward that's not going to get you nowhere. And that's what people are finally realizing, especially when this pandemic is at display. This pandemic right now has really exposed everything to the point where what is a college degree when there is no future? What is an education where it doesn't matter if I have a high education, a master's, a bachelor's, or whatever, if I can't get no job because no jobs is out there? And people is going to start to realize all this was just a trap. Like that woman said, she said, I was born into poverty. I try getting myself out of poverty, and I'm going to end up dying in poverty. And those are the curses, all right? And most likely she's an Israelite, because the things that she's saying, we all know. I just have to say that real quick. There's more. Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And that's the problem. People are actually in their mind thinking that this place, Babylon the Great, this system, all right, it is the way to go. Now, what they don't tell you, if you do go to school, or not a school, a trade school, trades, you get paid more for learning a trade than actually going to school for mastering something. Of course, you have, in construction, you have people that, there's also in the military too, you have people that go to college degrees and become your boss and tells you what to do, but they're not proficient. And they don't make much money as you do, because the simple fact that they don't have the experience. Experience tops all right? But for people to actually believe that this is the route to be rich, when this society have taught you, if it taught you anything, that to be rich you have to steal, rob, kill, okay? You have to do the most heinous acts to be rich. College is just another level of being a servant, okay? Because what? You become, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Proverbs 22:7 says, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Because in order for you to go to these high prestige colleges, even these, I have to call them mom and pop colleges, because there's so much colleges out there, it don't make no sense. In order for you to get into these things, you have to get a loan. All right? And this loan basically saying that when I finish my degree, or when I finish my education, that I will have a good job and I will be able to pay it back. So what happens to that person once they graduate? They graduate and they take in that loan, which the majority of the time that the paperwork, that piece of paper that says that they graduated, it's not gonna get them a job where they could pay that thing off. All right, and that's another thing why they're begging President Biden to about the what slack, yeah, I can't think, to decrease the college, the college loans. Do something with the college loans. And I was watching in the news, and it was basically saying that the people that's going to be benefiting from reducing the college loan, or if they don't have to pay it back, is people that have master's degree, who are well off anyway, like doctors, lawyers, and all this other stuff. But when it comes to people that have associates, bachelors, and anything like that, they still got to pay that loan back. So that makes you what? A servant. Okay? Now you become a servant unto the system, and you're going to forever pay off that debt. All right? And people actually think that getting a high education, because everybody thinks the same thought. It doesn't matter if you're from the Caribbeans or whatever. Everybody wants their kids to go to school, finish school, then go to college, and then the parents gonna work 3 jobs if they have to pay for that college, so they can have a good education, so they could be rich. And it never works, especially if you're poor. Only people that gets in is the few elites, the lower elites, and they gotta know somebody. All right, because you end up doing what? You end up have to pay a debt. All right, and you have to get your the thing that you have mastered in school, you have to get a job in it. And you'd be fortunate if you get an internship, if you know somebody in there. It's not made for average people. So the borrower, the person that's borrowing is going to be serving to the lender, the banks. Verse 15, it says, 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. And that's the people. The average person is in want. This woman is bawling out, crying out her tears out because she's in want. She's in poverty. And it shows you all those years, that was a waste of your fucking time. All right? All those years, for all people, if you got a high position in a job, that was a waste of your time to get in that position because there ain't going to be no more jobs. They said 1.4 million more jobs about to be cut off. So jobs are losing left and right. And in order for you to get the jobs of the future, guess what you got to do? You got to go right back to school. In order to get those jobs for the green jobs, you have to go right back to school to learn bull. That's not going to get you nowhere. And it's not going to be a high paying job because because the money is not even worth it no more. So people just wasted it all their lives, man. And we was told from very young that the only way to get out of a certain situation was to go through these courses. Now, if you're from the hood, there's only a few options. You become a football, basketball player, whatever, something in sports. Become a singer, artist. That was, that came later. Or you become, go to college or military. Or the good old classic pharmaceutical corner hustler, man. Become a drug dealer. It's not that much options to get out of your situation. And this is the system that was made to keep people in trap. But the people that did achieve these goals, they thought they was in a better case, like they did something great. But now, hey man, that's why I gotta bring this out. I'll make this short. Say 1 John 2:15, it says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world," which those words are talking about cosmos, which is talking about the society. It says, "If a man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." So if you love this present world, and this world is what? Nothing but homosexuals. What? Another thing with college is what? Is nothing but a sex orgy, or you're gonna get with you learn about drugs. You're gonna become lazy. You're gonna become dependent on some type of drug. Orgies, many secret societies. If you're gonna join one of the fraternities or sororities, whatever, to achieve a greater goal when you come out of these school systems, this institution. And once you achieve those things, you may have a good job waiting for you outside. But yet, if you're not part of that, if you just go out there to just learn and do your thing because you're smart, you're a sharp person, most likely you're not gonna make it out of that situation, because this world has nothing for the children of Israel, man. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh," which I was just talking about, "the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life." And that was what is affiliated with these colleges, the pride of life. All right. More and more, I seen a video that I never had put together, and people go to random colleges and ask these college kids. Well, they're not kids, but they act, in the terminology of today, yeah, they're kids. So they go ask them certain questions, which should be legitimately easy to answer. They have no clue what the hell they agree with the what's been spoon fed to them. All right, like I give an example. One guy had asked how many genders are there, and everybody was basically saying. One person said 72. Somebody said 5, and he said name them, and they couldn't even name them. But because that's part of the pride of life, and what they're being taught in those colleges, they're being indoctrinated of this world, so that keeps them thinking that this current present world, the way it is, and what they're being taught, that they're better than everybody else. So since they're better than everybody else, they know more than anybody else. And the scriptures do not apply with these people at all. It says, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. And that's the key. This world that we look, while we are in right now, is fading away. It's dead. All right? It's a dead world. And the more you people understand and realize, you're wasting your time by going to these institutions because it's not going to lead you to nowhere. They're taking all the jobs. Everything that you think of you want to be, they're taking that away from you. All right? Everybody's going to stick to poverty. There's going to only be two classes, the very rich and the poor. That's it. No middle. 1 Corinthians 1. And this is why we, as men of the Lord, we got the best. We have the best of all. All right? Because we have the law of life. We have everything that what should be taught in colleges. All right? I'll say it like that. 1 Corinthians 1 and I believe I just want to go to the point. Right. Verse 19. It says, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring nothing to the understanding of the prudent. Prudent means somebody that's well educated or wise. Let's look at the word prudent. Intelligent, having understanding. Wise, learned. And what they learn in colleges. They learn it in theologian schools and so forth. Theologian schools is talking about this religion, Christianity crap. All right, but those are forms of colleges where they're supposed to be taught the scriptures. All right, and then you have other people that have other degrees in other parts, and they're wise in these things. Okay, they learn, they've been taught. It says on strong definition, mentally put or putting together. That is sagaces, prudent, compare. So something that has been given down to them to learn, and they feel they're better than everybody else. It says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish of the wisdom of this world? Yeah, just the fact what that woman just said. They have nothing to do with nothing. She said basically she's stuck in poverty. So the lesson that you were supposed to learn, it was supposed to take you to another level to make you a better person, but it come to find out is it doesn't make you a better person. You could be sharp with the curriculum that is given onto you, which is nothing but a regurgitation of whatever nonsense the professor's saying. And you just regurgitate what this person says and believe that since you said the same thing that this person said so well, that you passed and that you got all these nice good grades, that you're going to come out in the world and be sharper than anybody, and yet you don't know how to do anything. You don't even know that you wasted your time all these years of doing these things when you should be fearing the Lord with all your might. All right? So the people of this world are foolish. Matter of fact, real quick, Ecclesiastes 12:13, it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. It's not for you to go to school, not for you to go. It's a good thing to learn to read and write, but you have to, the things that you do have to apply to your everyday life. And the things that we was taught even in school does not apply to the everyday life. Now you need to know your math, you need to know how to read, you need to know how to do certain things. No doubt. But a lot of things that was been taught was a waste of time. But the whole conclusion of the matter, all right, going searching all these things out, is to fear the Lord, which they don't teach these things in these high level schools, because the Lord is not in these schools. So the Lord's making those are foolishness, man. All right. 1 Corinthians, back in 1 Corinthians 1 and I believe it was 22. Right. Yes, 21. For after that in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So what's the highest level of education? Is to serve the Lord. All right? The highest intellect, the highest knowledge, the highest of all. All right? Once you have the understanding, once you know who you are, where you're going, everything else it makes sense. All right? And what the scripture says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And who's the Lord's people? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who try to make themselves a part of this system, and the same system is corrupted. The same system is getting you nowhere, putting you in everlasting debt. All right? But the highest level, the highest thing to do is to go out there and preach what we doing. Okay? That's the highest level to be. Did I skip something? No, I was right. And I'm going to end it off on this. I'm trying to make this short. And a lot of brothers could relate, because a lot of brothers went through the school system. Try to do the right thing, and it got you where? Nowhere. All right? Somebody might have a good job. Hey, the Lord blessed you. But overall, the majority of the people, if it's not all, then nobody won. It says Jeremiah 9:23. Thus saith the Lord, let the wise man glory. Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches. So the things that you're supposed to be glorified is not the high level that you top of your class and so forth. You did great by regurgitating everything that you've been taught, or that you have you're a sports entertainer, you're an entertainer, or you did all these great attributes that the world clapped their hands and are at. Don't glory in those things. It's in verse 24. But let him that glorify glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. And the highest level is fearing Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Knowing your maker, knowing what pleases your maker. All right? Hey, the scriptures clearly tells you, matter of fact, I'm going to get that. I'll end it off on this, if I can remember exactly. Joshua 1:8 says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but that shall meditate therein and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So the only way you were supposed to, if you get success, is by coming to the scriptures. Then you achieve the ultimate goal. What these people did for all these years, they wasted all that time, all their life. Women didn't get married, and they lost the opportunity of having children because they took that route, and they're miserable. All right, a lot of men went to college just to get women or get away from home, and guess what? Your life turned out miserable. But if you study, if you be in the scriptures, you satisfied. All right, this is the greatest satisfaction you could ever achieve in life, to know that who the Lord is, what the Lord stands for, and knowing that the same Lord is going to deliver you out of this hellhole. So with that being said, I hope your brothers edify. Shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.